When I first met Amber, she was curled up behind my garden shed on a cold October morning. I remember the frost on the grass and how my knees creaked as I bent down to look at her. At 62 years old, I thought I'd seen everything life had to offer. I was wrong. She had fox ears, real ones, twitching nervously atop her copper-colored hair. Her golden eyes watched me with equal parts fear and curiosity. I should have been afraid. Instead, I felt something I hadn't felt in years since my wife passed. A purpose. "You must be freezing," I said softly. She didn't run. That surprised me. I'm David Chun, and I live alone in a modest house on the edge of town. My children grew up and moved away years ago. My days have become predictable. Wake up, coffee, tend the garden, watch the news, sleep. Repeat. The house felt too big, too quiet. Then Amber arrived, and everything changed. Those first weeks were difficult. She didn't speak much. Couldn't explain where she came from or why she had those beautiful fox features. I didn't push her. I'd learned patience over the years, raising 3 kids and working 30 years as a high school counselor. People open up when they're ready, not when you demand it. She was cautious about everything. The television frightened her with its noise and moving pictures. The microwave seemed like magic. She'd never used a shower before. Simple things I took for granted were mysteries to her. One morning, I found her standing in front of the bathroom mirror, touching her ears with trembling fingers. Tears rolled down her cheeks. "I don't belong anywhere," she whispered. I stood in the doorway, remembering how lost I felt after Margaret died, how the world seemed to move on while I stood frozen in time. "You belong here," I said, "for as long as you need." Teaching her about human life became my new routine. How to use a fork properly. Why we knock before entering rooms. The importance of saying please and thank you. She was eager to learn, soaking up everything like a sponge. But her fox instincts created challenges. She heard things I couldn't. Footsteps from 3 houses away. Conversations through closed windows. It overwhelmed her sometimes. I'd find her hiding in the closet, hands over her ears, trying to block out the noise of the world. Focus on one sound. I taught her, just one. My voice. Listen only to my voice. Slowly, she learned to filter the chaos. Her tail was another matter. It betrayed her emotions constantly. Happy, it swished and wagged. Nervous, it tucked between her legs. Angry, it puffed up like a bottle brush. She couldn't control it, and that embarrassed her. It's honest. I told her one evening as we sat on the porch watching the sunset, "Your tail doesn't lie about how you feel." I wish more people were that honest. She looked at me with those golden eyes. "Humans hide their feelings?" "All the time," I said. "We think it makes us stronger. Usually, it just makes us lonelier." Winter came, and with it, new challenges. Amber had never experienced snow. She stood at the window, mesmerized by the falling flakes, her tail wagging with childlike wonder. "Can I touch it?" she asked. We bundled up and went outside. She caught snowflakes on her tongue, laughing with pure joy. It was the first time I'd heard her really laugh. The sound warmed something inside me I thought had frozen solid years ago. But the neighborhood noticed her. Even with a knit cap covering her ears, she moved differently. Too graceful. Too alert. People stared. Mrs. Patterson from next door cornered me at the mailbox one afternoon. "David, who is that girl living with you? People are talking." Let them talk, I thought. But I said, she's family. She needed a place to stay. It wasn't entirely a lie. She'd become family to me. The real test came in spring, when my daughter Jennifer visited with my grandson Tommy. He was 7, observant, energetic. The kind of kid who noticed everything. Amber was terrified. She hid in her room when they arrived. "Dad, are you okay here by yourself?" Jennifer asked over coffee. "The house is so quiet." If only she knew. Tommy found Amber. He'd wandered upstairs looking for the bathroom and pushed open her door. I heard his excited voice. "Grandpa! Grandpa! Come quick!" My heart sank as I rushed upstairs. But when I entered the room, Tommy was sitting on the floor, and Amber was showing him her ears. She'd let him touch them. She's like the fox spirits in my storybooks. Tommy said with wonder, "Children see the world differently. They accept magic more easily than adults." Jennifer appeared in the doorway, and I watched her face cycle through confusion, shock, and then something unexpected, understanding. "Tommy, go watch TV downstairs," she said gently. After he left, Jennifer looked at Amber, then at me. "Dad, what is going on?" "She needed help," I said simply. "I had room in my home and my heart." "Isn't that what you and your brothers always said I taught you? To help those who need it?" Jennifer's eyes filled with tears. "We've been so worried about you being alone." "I'm not alone anymore." My daughter stayed for 3 days. She watched how Amber and I moved around each other, how Amber had learned to cook simple meals, how she'd taken over tending the garden, her fox instincts making her incredibly attuned to growing things, how we sat together in comfortable silence, reading books in the evening. Before Jennifer left, she hugged Amber. "Take care of him," she whispered. "He acts tough, but he's softer than he lets on." Amber nodded seriously. "I know. He cries sometimes at night when he thinks I'm asleep. He misses someone." "Our mom," Jennifer said. "She died 4 years ago." "I'm sorry," Amber said, and her tail drooped with genuine sadness. After Jennifer left, life settled into a new normal. Amber was still learning, still making mistakes. She left the stove on once and nearly started a fire. She forgot that humans can't eat raw meat. She howled at fire trucks, unable to help herself. But she was also teaching me about living in the moment, about finding joy in simple things, about opening your heart even when you're afraid it might break again. One evening, as we sat on the porch in the fading light, she turned to me. "David, why did you help me? Weren't you afraid?" I thought about that question, really thought about it. "I was more afraid of staying alone," I said finally. "After Margaret died, I felt like I was just waiting for my life to end. You reminded me that there's still wonder in the world, still magic, still reasons to get up in the morning." Her tail curled around my arm, soft and warm. "I'm still learning," she said quietly. "So am I replied. "So am I?" We sat there as the stars came out, an old man and a fox girl, both figuring out how to live in a world that didn't quite understand us. But together, we were finding our way. The house didn't feel too big anymore. The silence had been replaced with the sound of life, her humming while she cooked, her footsteps on the stairs, her laughter when something delighted her. I realized that sometimes the family we need doesn't come from blood. It comes from the heart, from the choice to open your door and your life to someone who needs you as much as you need them. Amber is still learning about being human, and I'm still learning that it's never too late to start living again.